Hare Krishna. Welcome to the lockdown program with Krishna under the umbrella of Govardhan Hill. Today we are reading and discussing the most beautiful Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Zamir, Hare Krishna. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
We'll start chanting a little bit to give others a chance to coming in. I just get a message, Varshan, I will join you soon. It's very nice to see you coming on time. That's beautiful. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Sunya Mari Vasatyadi Chakarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Sunya Mari Vasatyadi Chakarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya 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 Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Chanavallabha Jaya Giridwaradhari Giridwaradhari Yashodanandana Jai Bracha Chanaranchana Jai Yashodanandana Jai Bracha Chanaranchana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Bracha Chanaranchana Jaya Yashodanandana Jai Bracha Chanaranchana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol 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 Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Nitai Satchishundar Nitai Satchishundar Nitai Satchishundar Jaya Nitai Satchishundar Nitai Satchishundar Nitai Satchishundar Nitai Satchishundar Jaya Nitai Satchishundar Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jai Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Hare Krishna Zamir. Hare Krishna Dharm. Hare Krishna Amit, Ben, Nalini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So, let's start off. I have a little bit of some nectar. Later on, Nalini Mataji, at the end, maybe Vaishana Mataji or Ben will sing the Nisinga prayers. And what we talked about, we will speak about that a little bit later. So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
but first, before we do anything of the nectar, Samir has someone here online. Is that right, Samir? Samir, we're calling on you?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yeah, then what pronounce.
He has one of his devotees here, his preaching contacts, and it's a girl who chanted Hare Krishna before, one of them, and she wants to sing a little bit, Hare Krishna, I guess so, and tell a short story. Okay, Samir, you go ahead, the microphone. What's her name?
She's going to introduce herself.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can you see her?
Yes, very nicely.
Okay, great.
Oh, wait.
1 second, customer came because
Oh.
she's the reception. She's the reception girl. So
Oh, she. Okay. Everybody is well? Ben, are you well? This lovely photo with a big smile is very nice. Darn, very nice you be here. Nalini, Samir. Is she ready or not?
There's a customer just come right now. 1 second. Maybe you want to do some lila or something first.
Yes, so we will read something in the meantime. And then she will probably be ready. I have a little bit of some nectar. You heard that story before, but not in full. Pastime with Srila Prabhupada about neck beads. Everybody has neck beads? Nalini Mataji, you have neck beads around, tulsi beads around your neck? Yes or no?
They are in the other room, Prabhuji.
That's not good. You will hear in a moment why that's not good. Ben, you
Okay.
have neck beads? Amit, what about you?
No, I don't have neck beads at the minute. Prabhu.
Do you have any or you don't have any? If you don't have any neck beads, I have neck beads here. You come here and pick them up. If you do have neck beads, you better put them on. What about you, Dharm? You have neck beads on? Send us a thumbs up or something to communicate with you. Dharm, can you hear me? Send a heart, send a thumbs up if you have neck beads. Okay, no reactions there. Okay, Samir, you have your neck beads?
Sorry,
On?
Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, you have to bear with me. My Wi-Fi sometimes keeps cutting out on my phone,
Oh,
so I lose my connection with the Zoom.
okay.
I think we tried connecting myself on the laptop last week. We didn't have success.
Not that great. The mobile sounds great once it's working.
Yes. But what happened is my Wi-Fi suddenly drops sometimes. So you might find sometimes I just cut out.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have neck beads. No.
So you come here, give me a call, and I'll give you neck beads through the temple door. Okay. Samir, you have neck beads on?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything different. Thank you so much. Okay, let's hear this little story about neck beads from Srila Prabhupada's personal servant. It's not written here who that was. I would think maybe Shruta Kirti. He was his personal servant for quite some time. So, in Los Angeles in 1970, while serving Srila Prabhupada, my neck beads broke one day and I set them aside to fix them later in the day. when there was time. When I went into his room early in the morning to bring him fresh water, he saw they were missing and said very strongly, "Where are your neck beads?" I told him they had broken and I was going to fix them later in the day. And he said even more strongly, "You must go and fix them now. If you knew how dangerous it is to be in this material world without Tulsi neck beads on, you would be shaking in your boots." Then with a smile and a break in the heaviness of his words and energy, he said, "When someone leaves a material body, there are agents of either Krishna or Yamaraj who come to escort them to the next body. Everything in existence is personal. And these personalities are serving their masters by doing this work. Lord Krishna's helpers are called the Vishnu Dutas, and they look like demigods or angels in their appearance and demeanor. Yamaraj's helpers are called the Yamadutas. They have a very fierce and intense countenance, and they look like demons or monsters. Srila Prabhupada continued, the Yamadutas came once to take someone who also he had been a devotee, had also fallen down and committed many offences. He had created karma that normally would have had to be repaid by being taken temporarily to the hellish planets. So the Yamadutas appeared at the moment of his death to escort him there. But because he was also wearing neck beads, the Vishnu Dutas appeared and told the Yamadutas they couldn't take him because he was a devotee, as proven by the neck beads. The Yamadutas argued that he had karma to pay, and that their master Lord Yamaraj had sent them to escort him to the place where he could pay off that karma. But because the Vishnu Dutas are more powerful than the Yamadutas, so the Yamadutas had to surrender and let them take him to his next devotee birth and bypass that hellish experience. If he had not had his neck beads on, there was every chance that he would have had to go with the Yamadutas to suffer the result of his karma. But because he had them on, the Vishnu Dutas saved him from that hellish experience, and he had a chance to pay off the karma through doing devotional service in his next devotee birth. When someone leaves a gross material body, they travel in the subtle material body, the astral or etheric body, to their next destination. And they are always escorted by either the Yamadutas or the Vishnu Dutas. Sometimes people pass stool and urine when they die. And the modern medical people say this is because their muscles are relaxed. But that is not the case. They do it out of fear from seeing the ferocious Yamadutas who have come to drag them away. So you must always be vigilant and make sure you wear your neck beads at every moment, because you never know when you will leave your body. Hare Krishna. So that is very instructive, and I think that's a story of Ajamil, which Srila Prabhupada recounts with some more details to fill in. Details of neck beads. So I think after hearing this, anybody who doesn't have neck beads on right now, I'm sure you will get your neck beads very, very quickly. You don't want to encounter the agents of Yamaraj, the Yamadutas. They are frightening, they are terrifying, and to be dragged down to the hellish planets with so much suffering and so much pain just to repay our karma is not a very nice experience. And by just wearing neck beads, this experience can be bypassed. The Vishnu Dutas will come instead, and any karmic balance which has to be paid is paid by doing devotional service in the next lifetime. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question to that beautiful little nectar story about neck beads? If you don't have neck beads, I can arrange for neck beads, even send you in the post if needed. Or if you give me a postal address, or come by, let's make an arrangement and you drop in sometime when it suits you and I'm there as well, and I will pass a pair of neck beads through the door. Hare Krishna. Dharm, if you need neck beads, get in touch. Don't be without neck beads. I'm never without neck beads. Never, never, ever. So it's the same. If they break immediately, fix them or put on a second spare pair. Any questions? Nalini Mataji, will you get your neck beads?
Yes, Prabhuji, I am going to get them now.
Yes, I'm sure
Prabhuji,
you will.
I'm scared of you. I'm
Yes.
scared of you.
Of me?
Yeah, because you are saying I have to have my neck beads. So I am
No,
going to
don't
get
be
them.
scared of me. Be scared of the Yamadutas.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, okay, let's see if Samir, your devotee, is ready.
Yes, we're ready now. We're
She
ready.
will tell her name, right?
Yes.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Wait.
Hare Krishna.
My name is Irene.
You're going to sing something for us, right?
Yeah, she's.
She's becoming all shy now, or what?
No, the reception phone call. Let me just see.
Okay, if she's at the reception, then later on. Samir, you're looking very blissful. Very nice. Let's jump into the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, right? Okay, Nalini Mataji, do you have a beautiful beat back? Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, as a verse is in the
She's
chat.
ready now.
She's ready? Okay. Go ahead. Don't let it interrupt again.
Yes, let's hope so. Irene?
If she gets interrupted
You know,
again,
they're
she
waiting
misses
for
her
you.
turn.
Yes, I think so.
Ready or not?
Irene? Irene, everybody's waiting. Quickly.
Harbo.
Hare Krishna, Haribol.
There you go.
Harbo.
Haribol, sing something for us.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Zuri Sana. Zuri.
She wants to say a little story as well.
Yes, go ahead, right now.
I live in Dar es Salaam.
Talk about what happened.
First, I live with my sister. Then, sister leave me alone. I meet with Samir in Dar es Salaam. Then, I tell about life. Then, he give me the seed of life. He say, when you have a problem or you have a challenge in your life, take this. Krishna is the seed of your life.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Actually, she had a lot more to say, but
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
people keep interrupting. So
Yes.
because she's in reception, and today is Saturday, so
Yeah.
it's a busy day.
Okay, we go to our Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Ben, do you want to take the first shloka of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text 3? Is that okay? 163. It's in the chat. Microphone is all yours.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, chapter 6, text 3. Swayambhuva kaya vritya vartitam te param vaya katam sedam udasraksi kale prapte kale varam. Translation. O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation? And how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course? Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Narada Muni in his previous life was just an ordinary maidservant's son. So how he became so perfectly transformed into the spiritual body of eternal life, bliss, and knowledge is certainly important. Sri Vyasadeva desired him to disclose the facts for everyone's satisfaction.
Thank you very much. Is there anything to be said to this shloka? It's very short.
Well, it's an inquiry again from Srila Vyasadeva into how Naradaji, how he attained his body after quitting his old one. So it's just we're being lined up for a full explanation from Narada to Vyasadeva.
Yes, absolutely. That full explanation will come. By the way, welcome Rashmi. So, a spiritual body of eternal life, bliss, and knowledge. That is, of course, Satchit Ananda. Eternally blissful and full of knowledge, like Krishna's body. Interesting here, perhaps, Srila Vyasadeva wants Narada Muni to disclose the whole story for everyone's satisfaction. So he's not thinking just about himself, that he wants to know. He has everybody here also, here present right now, this moment. He has everybody in mind for all of our benefit and satisfaction. Well, you want to take on the next verse as well, because it was so short, Ben?
Okay, I don't mind.
Okay, go ahead. The microphone is yours.
Is it in the chat? Yeah, just press next.
Just the next verse.
Okay.
Text 4.
Prakalpya visayametam smritim te muni satama nahi esha vayavadhat kala esha sarva Nirakritihi. Translation. O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So how is that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time? Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A spirit is not annihilated even after the annihilation of the material body. So also spiritual consciousness is not annihilated. Sri Narada developed this spiritual consciousness even when he had his material body in the previous kalpa. Consciousness of the material body means spiritual consciousness expressed through the medium of a material body. This consciousness is inferior, destructible, and perverted, but superconsciousness of the supramind in the spiritual plane is as good as the spirit soul and is never annihilated.
Thank you. Can you say a few words? There is quite a few points there, please.
The first point that's made here is in reference to the nature of time and how time in due course it will annihilate everything. Everything deteriorates with the influence of time. Everything changes and deteriorates. It's like our concept of time, it's like time is in the material world is very relative because according to the body that anyone's been given, they're allotted a lifespan that allows them to fulfill the purpose of their life. So an ant, it might not live very long, a few days or weeks, but it's still in that period of time. It does everything that it's required to do. And we, like human beings, we live till maybe 70, if you're lucky, 100. And then in that course of time, we do whatever we need to do in our life. And similarly, like the sun is been shining in this universe for billions of years and will go on shining for billions of years. But ultimately, there will come a point in time where it becomes completely defunct. It's no longer got any power, any energy, and it will just be destroyed. But because that's too vast a time scale, really, for us to comprehend how the sun can eventually be depleted. So that's just a little bit about the aspect of time. And Prabhupada talks about, he differentiates between material consciousness pertaining to this body and spiritual consciousness. And he makes the distinction that material consciousness and material body and anything pertaining to the body ultimately will be destroyed. But by contrast, spiritual consciousness is never affected by time and is never destroyed. The nature of spiritual consciousness is the eternal, that it's eternal. I mean, if you want to take a reference from Bhagavad Gita, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So that's a verse that kind of explains the nature of spiritual consciousness or the soul, that it never ceases to be. It's never come into being, and it will never cease to be. In that sense, so Prabhupada is making that distinction between the two different types of consciousness: the material body and spiritual consciousness.
Yes, great. Thank you very much for that summary and that explanation. Very enlightening and enlivening. One thing came to my mind, which I want to mention. Narada, his previous verse, he speaks of the previous kalpa. So that's quite a long time back. Of the previous kalpa means the previous day of Lord Brahma. So it's a huge time spans. And of course, like you mentioned, with the time, he remembers all that, even from the previous kalpa. So that's just a small little comment. Anyone has any question?
Well, you could add to that point as well, because there's another verse in the Gita where Krishna says to Arjuna that he can remember. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita to the sun god, Vivasvan, and Arjuna was meant to be present there, but he couldn't remember, but Krishna could remember.
Why couldn't Arjuna not remember?
Because Arjuna had taken birth in a material body.
Yes. When we cannot remember our previous birth because of change of body. And Krishna does not change his body. He has always the same blissful spiritual body. So naturally Krishna can remember it all. That's the reason. And if we wouldn't change our body, we could also remember millions and millions of births. But we can't. Welcome, Varshana Mataji. So, yes, that verse you just mentioned, that also came to my mind. So, yes, that is very appropriate. If there are no any questions, let's go on to text 5. Who wants to take on text 5? Varshana Mataji, why don't you take on text 5? How is that? Last time you missed out because you left, so you're getting you in early today.
I can't find, where is it? Because
it's in the chat. You have to go a little bit ahead to text 5.
I can't seem to get in there. I keep having the photographs. So No, it's not coming up. It's just bringing the photographs up.
What about
I'm
now?
I'm having problems as well.
I can't get in to the text. It's okay. Somebody else can read. I'll just listen today.
One moment. Can you see it now, Varshana Mataji?
Yeah, it's come now. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh.
So go ahead. The microphone is all yours.
Is that 165? Yes. Is that 165?
165.
Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narada Uvacha. Bhikshubhi Vipravasite. Vijnana Destribir Mama. Vartamano Vayasi Adye Tata Etad Karasam. Translation. Sri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In his previous life, when Naraji was impregnated with spiritual knowledge, by the grace of the great sages, there was a tangible change in his life, although he was only a boy of 5 years. That is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of devotees brings about a quick change in life, spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narad Muni is described by and by in this chapter.
Thank you very much, Rashana Mataji. Can you say a few words about it?
Well, there isn't much. I mean, just talks about Naradji's previous life, about the spiritual knowledge he gained by the grace of the sages. And it talks about the important symptom, which is seen by the, after the initiation by a bona fide spiritual master, and how it brings about the spiritual realization.
Okay, thank you. I want to add here, again, there was no, we mentioned that before, there was no formal initiation. The initiation was by the transcendental sound vibration, Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. Both the spiritual master and the disciple have to be bona fide, of course, and these sages, they were bona fide. So a change in the heart is here explained. There is a Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam chapter later on, the change in the heart. We want to come to that change of heart, and we will. Just hang in there and hear regularly Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Don't miss it. The change of heart is definitely to come. Is there anybody who wants to add anything to this shloka or ask any question? If not, we move on to text 6. And who wants to take on text 6? Amit, we want to take on text 6?
Yeah, Prabhu, I can take on text 6.
Okay, the microphone is yours.
Okay, so Om Namo Bhagavata Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavata Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavata Vasudevaya. Okay. So Ekat Maja Me Janini Yoshin Muda Che Kin Kari Ya Atmaje Nyaya Tato Chakre Shanama Padamanam. Translation: I was the only son of my mother. She was not only a simple woman, but a maidservant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she has no alternative for protection. She bound me with tie of affection.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no purport in this one.
There is no purport. Do you want to say anything about it? What is a tie of affection? Do you know that? Your mother bound you also with ties of affection?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, all mothers do.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes without saying, doesn't it, really?
It goes without saying, that's right. The mothers tying us with affection. And that affection lasts a lifetime. So, is there anything else to be said about this verse? She had no alternative for protection. Yes, some mothers think their son's going to be their protection. And to some extent, that is true. But ultimate protection, of course, is Krishna. So let's move on to text 7. Who wants to take on text 7? Rashmi Mataji, what about you?
Text 7.
7, the microphone is yours.
Shashvatantra na kalpasid yogashemam mamicchati ishayahi vashe loko yoshadarumayataha. Translation: She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything to be said about that? Say something.
I don't. I will not be able to say properly, but I can only give you my guess. Maybe Naradji is saying that my mother, because she was only a maid servant, though she wanted to do much more, like any mother wants to give the best to their child, because she was a maid servant, so she was dependent on her master. She was not able to do much able to do anything for Narad.
I think that's quite accurate, yes.
Yeah, so that's what Naradji is saying, and then Naradji is also giving the philosophical touch to this, that ultimately the supreme controller is the Lord. There's not much to be said other than that.
Yes, that is a very nice story. Thank you, Rashmi. Supreme Controller is the Lord. Everyone is like a wooden doll in the hand of the puppet master. So whatever happens to us in life, I'm thinking of you, Nalini Mataji, or anybody else. Whatever happens to us in life, that is all arranged by the Lord. We are just like puppets. He's a supreme controller. And there is a very nice story when Srila Prabhupada came to America with just a couple of dollars and a trunk of books and nothing else and one contact address, and in a country he never has been, and he has never been outside of India, most of the time in Vrindavan. So he wrote a poem to the effect of saying, my dear Lord, Krishna, I don't know why you have brought me here. I've just followed the instruction of my spiritual master. Why you have brought me here? How will these people, these demoniac people in the Western countries, why will they take to Krishna consciousness? That is... you are the Supreme Master. You must have some purpose. You brought me here. I'm just like a wooden doll. Just the same thing, like a puppet. So please, make me dance. Make me dance. Make me dance. So basically, Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna, please, you're the puppet master, so pull the strings. Whatever you want to accomplish through me, just make me dance according to your desire. So that is, of course, mentality of a pure devotee who is completely surrendered to the Lord. So, Krishna, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to do through me, I'm just your instrument. I'm just like a puppet and you're the puppet master. So Arjuna took that same mentality to her. Once he has surrendered, Karpanya Doshupahatam Svapraha. So in the second chapter, then do your work through me. And we want to do that same thing. We want to be instruments in Krishna's hands. We should pray to Krishna, make me dance, whatever you want to do through me. I am your surrendered servant. I am the puppet, you are the master. You pull the strings, and I will move according. I will not protest. I will move according to your directions. And then if Krishna actually moves us through his divine will, then our life becomes perfect. Okay, any questions, any comments? If not, we shall move on to text 8. What about Samir? You want to take on text 8?
Hare Krishna, yeah, I'll do that. Aham cha tad brahma kule ussavam pamastad upakshaya digdesa Kalavyotpanno balak pancha aya anam. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands.
What can you say about that?
So when I was a child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school.
What's that Brahmana school? What's that? What's a Brahmana school?
Brahmana school is like a what's it called? What now?
Gurukula.
Gurukula, that's it. Gurukula. It came to me, yeah. Gurukula.
So,
and sorry, yeah.
How is it possible that Narada, who his mother was just a simple maidservant, was there any school fees? What do you think? Into Gurukula. If you look today, you put your children into Gurukula, even the Krishna Avanti school, and you pay very substantial private school fees. So how does it fit in?
I think the Krishna Avanti in Leicester is free, isn't it? That's
Not free.
No, it is.
No private school is free, no.
It's not private. Krishna Avanti in Leicester is not private.
I'm not aware that it should be free, but I may be correct.
It is. You have to pay fees. You have to pay fees.
I thought so.
But Prabhuji, that answer, what you were asking, there is no fee. There was no fees in the Gurukul system, but there was Guru Dakshina. It was, so when you finished your education, to the Guru and the Guru's wife, Guru Mata, there was Guru Dakshina which was given. So the students would pay Guru Dakshina, not pay, like they would do something for their Guru.
That's right. That's I was getting at. There was no fee or set fee or something. And that Guru Dakshina, that could be, according to one's abilities, of course, also, could be very simple. What was it again? You helped me. I don't remember exactly. When Krishna and Balaram, I think so, were with Sandipani Muni in his school. What was the Guru Dakshina then? It's mentioned somewhere.
So Sandipani, sorry Prabhuji, are you asking me or Samir Prabhu?
Yes, go ahead, you're speaking.
So
what was the Dakshina?
So when he finished his education in Sandipani Muni's Gurukul, then his Sandipani Muni didn't want to ask for anything, but because he knew who Krishna was, he had realized later. But his wife, Guru Mata, she asked Krishna that even she had some idea of his powers. So she wanted her son who had died, he had drowned in the river, and he had died. Yeah. So he wanted him to be brought back to life. So that's what Krishna did. Though Sandipani Muni was not happy that this should be done. However, Krishna, in the Vedic times, the Guru was your father, and the Guru's wife is your mother, is to be considered like a mother. So all her wishes have to be respected. So that's what Krishna did. He brought him back to life.
Thank you.
And brought him.
Beautiful. Yes, that was a Guru Dakshina. Yes. Okay, that's very great. And of course, there is a story where Krishna and Balaram, I think, Krishna and Balaram. And of course, Sudama was in that Gurukula as well. That's where their friendship came from. Is that right, Rashmi? Sudama was there as well?
Yes, Prabhuji, Sudama was there. Actually, that Sandipuni Muni's ashram, if anybody goes to India next time, it is still there. It is in a place called Ujjain. So
Okay.
you can still visit it. And a lot of the pastimes and places are there in that ashram.
Yes,
It is also called Sandipuni ashram.
That Ujjain is the place where our late Bhakti Swami opened a temple not many years ago. Vashana Mataji, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yes. There was one thing about Guru Dakshina with the Mahabharata, wasn't there? When Ekalavya had to give Guru Dakshina to Dronacharya.
Yes.
And he actually had to cut off his right thumb to give Guru Dakshina because he had taken the shiksha without Dronacharya's permission. And he actually asked for his right thumb.
So are you saying he had to cut off his thumb because he took the shiksha without permission?
Yes, he gave it as Guru Dakshina.
No, that's not the case.
Wasn't it?
It's not why he cut off his thumb. Because Dronacharya told Arjuna, you're the greatest archer in the world.
Oh, yes, I mean, yeah, that's true. That was one fact.
Right.
But because he had also taken the siksha and he didn't know about it, he was worshipping a statue and watching him. And that's how he learned. He wasn't a student because he was not a Kshatriya. He wasn't from the royal family.
That's right. And he was even a greater archer than Arjuna. And Arjuna was not happy. He said, you promised me I'm going to be the greatest archer.
Yes.
And then Dronacharya, he asked him to cut off his thumb as a Guru Dakshin. And the faithful Ekalavya, he did that without any regrets. Not really knowing that without a thumb you cannot be a great archer anymore. So that guaranteed the supremacy of Arjuna. That's a real reason behind, right?
Yes.
Okay, great, wonderful, thank you. So, any questions to that? If not, we shall move on to text 9. Nalini Mataji, you want to take on text 9?
My text is gone again. Sorry.
Your text is gone again? What happened with your text?
Well, when I came to the mic, obviously I'm at the pictures again. The screen's gone. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Vashana, will you stay till the very end? Because I wanted to ask you, and I want to mention that now, the granddaughter of Nalini Mataji passed away even before birth, just hours before birth. So it was a stillbirth and in Nairobi. And if we can sing the Singer prayers and help her in her journey. So I wanted to ask you at the end if you could sing the Singer prayers and we could all...
Yes, certainly. Or if Rashmi Mataji wants to sing, no problem. My voice isn't very good, but thank you.
Not the question of voice, it's a question of bhakti. Voice doesn't matter.
Yeah, thank you. I will stay. I will stay.
So, okay, let's go on to text 9. Nalini Mataji, are you ready to take on text 9? Nalini Mataji, can you hear me? You want to take on text 9?
Ekada niragatam kihad duhantem nishigampati sarpodasat pada sprita kripanam kala shvishta, sorry. Kripanam Kala Kodita. Translation and the verb by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out, was bitten on the leg by a serpent, influenced by supreme time. That is the way of dragging a sincere soul nearer to God. The poor boy was being looked after only by his affectionate mother, and yet the mother by the supreme Lord, in order to put him completely at the mercy of the Lord.
Hare Krishna, we have not a very good connection with you, kind of delayed, and not only that. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes, now seems to be a bit better. Go say something about that.
I think here it's basically saying that sometimes God puts us into a situation by his mercy to bring us closer to him. So in this case, the boy was being looked after by his mother only. He only had the affection of his mother, and he was reliant only on his mother. But the Lord took that away from him. But it was actually a blessing because he wanted the boy just to be reliant on him, on Krishna. So he took everything away that was affectionate to the boy, which was his mother, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Samir. Why do you think Srila Prabhupada is using the word dragging a sincere soul nearer to good? Dragging, that is quite a strong
But
word.
it was actually.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Badly.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Question is why Srila Prabhupada used dragging?
Because we are sometimes so conditioned that we need to be dragged. Otherwise, we don't give it up. So we have to be dragged away.
That's right.
It's like a child, example. Child, if he's doing something bad or something, the parents will drag him away, but he will come kicking and screaming. But they take him anyway, and that's what Krishna is doing. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yes, because we are so reluctant to surrender to Krishna. So sometimes Krishna has to drag us by the ear for our good and best fortune. Yes, exactly like that. And the example is very appropriate of a child who is attached to something. I've seen that over and over again in the supermarket or whatever. And the child, no, I want this. And the mother drags him, the child, no. And all that old scene. So we're making a scene as well. Even a little surrender. We're making a big scene. If we are asked chant Hare Krishna, oh no, I can't, and this not, and I have no time, and this and this and that. So that is perhaps an appropriate moment where I want to bring in something very interesting, which I was astonished of reading also about chanting. Srila Prabhupada speaks in an initiation lecture, just a short paragraph. I have talked many times before. We're chanting our rounds, and a round can take, if very concentrated chanting, it can take 6 minutes, and then in 1.5 hours our rounds are all done. 16 rounds, and of course we need to be dragged to that as well. So here Srila Prabhupada says, he explains how to chant. So again from this side, again from this. So we know that we don't cross the middle beat, the Krishna beat. We're chanting around, and then you're going the other side around and the other side around. So Srila Prabhupada says, in this way, 16 rounds, it requires practice. Otherwise, 16 rounds means to take only 1 hour and 20 minutes. But in the beginning, you cannot. So instead of 5 minutes for each round, if you take 6 minutes. That's very interesting. I knew about that, that it can be chanted. I never managed to chant around in 5 minutes. I have to say 6 minutes, yes, concentrated. So here Srila Prabhupada speaks of 5 minutes for each round. If you take 10 minutes at the beginning, then 160 minutes altogether for 16 rounds. So a little more than 2 hours. You should develop. You're going to be relieved from this material contamination. Your life should be dedicated 24 hours for Krishna consciousness. And now also something which astonished me also a bit. Those who are engaged in these temple activities, there may be some concession because their life is Krishna conscious. But of course we don't have any concessions. The devotees chanting 16 rounds in the temple expected to, except that there may be some exceptions where some concessions is be there and then the rounds have to be caught up anyway. So, but here Srila Prabhupada makes a point. But those who are outside, like all of us, they must regularly chant 16 rounds without fail. Those who are outside. So you follow the restricted rules and the 10 kinds of offenses. So I thought that was a very important bit of Srila Prabhupada. It gives us exact figures. That at the beginning a round can take 10 minutes. And when we get practiced it, increasingly it will take less. And even to the point of 6 minutes. Even Srila Prabhupada says to the point of 5 minutes. 1 hour and 20 minutes one can chant 16 rounds. Concentrated, of letting no other thoughts come into the mind. Just fully concentrated on Krishna, and the rounds will just fly by. And when the 16 rounds are done, you just want to do more. That is the stages of chanting Hare Krishna. So we need to be dragged to that as well. Oh, Prabhu, I cannot chant more than 1 round. Or I cannot chant at all. Or 16 rounds, impossible. And so Krishna will drag us. And we should be happy that Krishna and the devotees and Gauranga Sundara is dragging us to chant. Actually, I wonder, the question is, will I experience in my lifetime then that everybody here present, Rashmi, Amit, Samir, Nalini, everybody, will I experience in my lifetime that everybody here present will chant 16 rounds? I would like to see that happening within my lifetime. That would be a great satisfaction.
Definitely, Prabhuji.
Well, definitely. How can you say? I may leave this body in a week or 2. Are you ready to chant 16 rounds in a week or 2?
We'll have to, na, then in that case.
Huh?
We will have to, na, in that case, if you're going to leave next week.
We'll have to drag you. Double your rounds. Double your rounds, you're already at 12. Huh? Look at that. Almost there. Yes, that is the goal. But don't wait till before you leave this body. Okay, let's move on. We want to be dragged. We should actually pray to Krishna. Please, Krishna, drag me closer to your lotus feet. But there are many people, particularly in the Indian community, and I know that for sure, who are afraid of Krishna. They think, if I worship Krishna, he will take everything away from me. And they don't want everything taken away, all their accumulated assets and their big families and their money and their bank account and all nice facilities for sense gratification. So they want to hold on to that. So they're a bit afraid. They rather worship Mataji or whoever else, or Lord Shiva, but they are very skeptical of Krishna because they heard that Krishna might take everything away from you. Actually, Krishna, the statement is not Krishna will take everything away from me. If Krishna favors one devotee, especially, then he will take things away which are obstacles in his devotional service, any attachment. He will break attachments if he favors a particular devotee. So if Krishna takes some attachment which appears to be painful from us, then we should understand that is a special favor of the Lord. Let's move on to text 10. Who wants to take on text number 10? Are we back to Ben? Are we back to you? Nalini Mataji, I asked you before to read something, but I think you had problems with your audio. Do you want to take on text 10? Nalini Mataji, can you hear me? Okay, maybe not. So, Ben, are you happy to take on text 10?
I'm happy to do it if no one objects.
Nobody will object. Text 10 microphone is yours.
Let me just go in the chat. Tada tadam asya bhaktanam sham abhipsata anugraham manya mana pratishtam disham uttaram. Translation. I took this as special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benedictions for his devotees. And so thinking, I started for the north. Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as special mercy of the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever, and by the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this fever, this material fever, is gradually diminished, and spiritual health is obtained. Step by step, mundane people misunderstand it.
Hare Krishna. Say something.
Well, it's like spiritual life and material life is a bit topsy-turvy. For anyone who's engrossed in in material life, spiritual life is a bit of an anathema. It's like the opposite direction to their life, in a sense, because the goal in material life is to possess the material energy for enjoyment, and the more of this facility you have, the more people respect and revere you. But in actual fact, from a spiritual perspective, this kind of material prosperity, in a sense, can be a great encumbrance for anyone who's pursuing a spiritual path, because people become bewildered by the material energy. What appears to be good, or to be of value, or to be sought after, is actually, in a spiritual sense, it's the opposite. The more we can become free from these entanglements, and the better and a healthier spiritual condition we will be in. But Prabhupada makes the point that obviously people who he calls them mundane people who are engrossed in material life, they can't fathom or understand that kind of ideology.
Yes, great, wonderful. Anything else needs to be said? Anyone else wants to add something or ask any questions? You see, this mentality, which Ben just explained and Srila Prabhupada explains here, said the devotee sees in every step a benediction of the Lord, but not just an ordinary devotee, confidential devotees. So here we have a distinction. A confidential devotee, a pure devotee, certainly a confidential devotee. He sees whatever happens to him as a benediction from the Lord. We may not understand that is a benediction. It's a time when we may lament, oh, why has this happened to me? Why has Krishna taken that away? Or whichever. Why? And actually, it is a benediction of the Lord. That, as you, Ben, explained, that maybe for the mundane people, difficult to understand. But a confidential devotee, he understands why that is a benediction, and even why it is a benediction. Because a pure devotee can look into the future also. He knows what is going to come. You can see the past and the future as well. So, anything needs to be said? Yes, maybe. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever. It doesn't get us anywhere. It just keeps us away from surrendering to Krishna's lotus feet. Mundane prosperity, if we attach to it, it keeps us in this material world. Birth after birth after birth after birth. So, if not, let's move on.
Prabhuji, can I read now, please?
Yes, if you're ready, you
Yes.
read now text 11. The microphone is all yours, Nalini Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji, I'm ready. Hare Krishna. Pitan padam tatra pura grama prajakaran kheta karvata vatischa vananyi upavatnani cha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests. Purport. Man's activities in agricultural, mining, farming industries, gardening, etc. were all on the same scale as they are now, even previous to the present creation, and the same activities will remain as they are, even in the next creation. After many hundreds of millions of years, one creation is started by the law of nature, and the history of the universe repeats itself practically in the same way. The mundane wranglers waste time with archaeological excavations without searching into the vital necessities of life. After getting an impetus in spiritual life, Sri Narada Muni, even though a mere child, did not waste time for a single moment with economic development. Although he passed towns and villages, mines and industries, he continually went on to progressive spiritual emancipation. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the repetition of history which happened some hundreds of millions of years ago. As it is said herein, only the most important factors of history are picked up to be recorded in this transcendental literature. Hare Krishna. Can somebody talk about it, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for reading, Nalini Mataji. Amit, you are good in summary. Could you summarize that short purport and verse? What would you say? We have here quite some interesting factual information. Are you there, Amit? Yes.
I think I find this one hard one, actually, being honest with you. So I find it's hard to translate this one. I'm not quite sure what it's trying to say.
That's an easy one. You weren't listening. I'm right, isn't it? So you say it's an hard one. That's a very easy one. There's a lot of factual information there. So, Vashana Mataji, what we're hearing here? Samir, Rashmi.
I think everybody's finding it.
Hi, Bill.
Samir, what we're hearing here?
Basically, it's saying that for the economic development will be the same. So it's talking about farming, different industries, etc. Are always the same in the present creation, in the past creation. They remain the same. And they'll be the same even in the next creation, after many hundreds of years. But the law of nature in the universe just repeats itself. But the mundane wranglers, it's saying, waste the time on this such activities, and we should not waste our time on these things. We should progress. We should progress spiritually.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu, sorry, can I try translating that one? And now I understand it a bit more.
Yes, please.
Okay, so if what he's saying is that ever since since mankind has begun, we are doing all these material things like agriculture, mining, farming, industries, gardening, and despite doing all that, and we're doing that to find out what a necessity of life is, but it hasn't given us that knowledge, and this will carry on. This has happened so many millions of years ago, and it will carry on for another millions of years, and we will still not be able to find out the necessities of life through this kind of practice, man's activities.
Oh, isn't that nicely said? Oh, thank you, Amit. So my question is, what is a previous creation? What is a creation? What we're talking about? Because here we're speaking the previous creation, and Samir explains the next creation. The same activities will be always there. So what is a previous creation? What is this creation? What's the next creation? What kind of time scale are we looking at? Amit, what do you think?
That is all time. It's complete time. You know, from on this planet, on this world, in this world, is time from it started, and it will continue until infinite.
Yeah. When is one? Okay, let me put it more precisely. When is one creation finished and the next creation starting? Any suggestion? Anyone? Ben?
Oh, yes. As I understand it, it's every day of Brahma, there's a new beginning.
Yes, exactly. Every kalpa, every day of Brahma is a new creation. Brahma is not created, he stays. Every day after Brahma goes to sleep, a new creation takes place. And at the end of Brahma's life, total devastation takes place, even up to Brahma Loka. And the great sages, once the end of the day of Brahma comes close, the advanced sages and yogis say go to Brahma Loka because they know everything below Brahma Loka will be destroyed and a new creation will start. So, but when then Brahma comes to his end of his 100 years, then those great souls, they will go back home to Godhead, because Brahma's planet will be also destroyed. And then a new Brahma will, in the next creation, a new Brahma will also take the position of Brahma. Okay. Shall we move on, or shall we just do a bit of Kirtan? Yes, we do a bit of Kirtan. We stop here because we want to chant Vajrayana Mataji wants to stand chant in the Singer prayers, and then I will do a little bit of chanting, and then we stop for tonight. We have now 8:45 almost. So, and where is Nalini Mataji? She is out. Okay, then, because I think she should be there when it's her granddaughter. So maybe I chant first a little bit Hare Krishna, and then hopefully Nalini Mataji will be back, and then Vajrayana Mataji, you can chant the Singer prayers, if that is okay. Okay, here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha, Gokulananda Radhe, Radha Gokulananda Radha, Gokulananda Radhe, Jaya Radha London Ishwara, Radha London Ishwara Radhe, Radha London Ishwara, Radha London Ishwara Radhe, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe, Radha Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radha Govinda Chi, Radha Govinda Radhe, Radha Govinda Chi, Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Radha Gopinatha Radha, Gopinatha Radhe, Radha Gopinatha Radha, Gopinatha Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shyama Sundarata, Shyam Sundarata, Shyam Sundarate, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shri Radhe. Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram, 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 Jai Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan. Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan, Jai Giri Govardhan. Nitai Sachi Sundar, 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 Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha, kripa sindhu eva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Kripa Sindhu Pyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Goho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai. Let us offer our most respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees, and they can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they're full of compassion to the fallen and conditioned souls. So, Hare Krishna, then I would like to ask Varshana Mataji to please lead us into the Nrsinga prayers. Hare Krishna.
Right. Is Nali Mataji here? No?
Well, somehow or other she disappeared.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. I was hoping she would come.
Yeah,
Let's remember that little baby girl
Yes.
who just had to finish off her karma, a little bit of karma, and then go back.
Okay. I'm just going to try this new tune. I hope it's going to be okay for Nrsingadev prayers.
Okay. Microphone is yours.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narsingaya Praladaladaini Hiranyakashi Purvaksha Shilatankanakalaye Namaste Narsingaya Praladaladaini Hiranyakashi Purvaksha Shilatankanakalaye Ito na singho parito na singho Yato yato yamitato nasingho, bahir nasingho rita ye nasingho, nasingamadim shara nam prapade, ito nasingho pare to nasingho, yato yato yamitato nasingho, bahir nasingho rita ye nasingho, nasingamadim sharanam prapade, namaste narasimhaya, tava kara kamalavare, nakhamadbhut sringam, dalita hiranyakashipu, tanubhrengam, keshavadita narahari rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jaya Nasingadev, 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 Jaya Nasingadev, Jaya Nara Hari, Nara Hari, Nara Hari, Jaya Nara Hari, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prabhupada Srila, Prabhupada Srila, Prabhupada Srila, Prabhupada Nittai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nittai Gaura Haribol. Nasinga Dev ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Beautiful new tune. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for singing. I only sing the prayers and keeping that baby girl in our memories. Hare Krishna. I want to one thing, because we chanted Hare Krishna and we should remember the 10 offenses. So I want to, in turns, we're reading the 10 offenses briefly. I will share the screen. And here we are. The 10 offenses against the holy name. It's actually by Srila Vyasadeva from the Padma Purana Brahma Kanda 25:15 till 18. I'll start off with the first and then others can take over until we go through all the 10 offenses. Can you all see that shared screen? I hope so, yes. The first offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2, someone else.
To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu.
To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance to the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
To give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on the matter.
It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema, love of Krishna. Hare Krishna, these were the 10 offenses against the holy name. One more thing. As we know, Gaura Purnima is after Lord Nityananda has appeared, which was just a few days before the full moon. That was Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Trayodashi. Now, on the next full moon, which is on the 28th, it's a Sunday, is Gaura Purnima, Lord Chaitanya's appearance day. So we want to put on a very nice program. Pandava Prabhu with a puppet show, and I will come up with some reading and some whatever else, and anybody else. Be creative, come up with something, a drama, a play, a reading, whichever would please Lord Chaitanya and the Vaishnavas. We'll get some more ideas. So, of course, there is fasting till moonrise. It's again the 28th of March. It's a Sunday. So the question is, shall we celebrate Gopurnim on the Sunday, the 28th of March? It's actually the biggest festival day in the Vaishnava calendars. Even actually celebrated more than Krishna Jamashtami, in a way. Both are important, but Lord Chaitanya's appearance in this age is ever so important. So Gopurnim, shall we celebrate on the Sunday and have a program in the evening at 7 o'clock? Or shall we do a celebration on Saturday and just ahead of Gopurnim? What is everybody's opinion? So Mia, what do you think? Let's take a vote.
I think if we do it on the day, it would be better. Because
okay, Sunday. Okay, Vaishana Mataji, what do you feel?
Right, I was just about to say, yes, Samir is right. It's nice to do this on the day. And perhaps, can I make a suggestion?
Please.
As usual, my first thought is prasadam and how I can serve the Lords. How about if I cook on the Sunday?
Yes.
Would somebody be able to come and pick up the prasad and distribute? So we can all have prasadam in the evening?
Distribute to all the devotees. That would be very interesting here.
Yes, why not?
Why not?
Huh?
But I'm not driving to Birmingham, Dharm.
No, sorry. Dharam's in the
I can drive, and I'm not driving to Tanzania.
I was going to say, don't drive to Birmingham, but drive to Tanzania.
Hare Krishna. But I'm happy to drive to Ben, and I'm happy to drive to Amit. So that can be done. A very nice suggestion. I'm happy to drive to Pandava as well. Yes. He would appreciate that very much.
Yes.
Nalini, I don't know where she lives. If it's within Leicester, I'm happy to do that also.
Well, if there's somebody free, maybe Amit Prabhu or somebody else could also come. We could have two people distributing.
We could do that. We can split it between two. What do you feel, Amit?
Would you do that, Amit, for me, please?
First of all, the question is, shall we celebrate on Saturday or Sunday? Are you available? What do you think, Amit? Saturday or Sunday?
I think I'm going to struggle on Sunday.
Sunday?
I'm struggling to come on Sunday.
You're struggling to come on Sunday. So Saturday would be more appropriate for you. Ben, what about you?
I think if you guys go with what everybody wants to do,
Well, we're just trying to find out what everybody wants to do. Yeah. Pandava Prabhu has also some problems with Sunday. He could stay for some time, but not all the time because he is attending something else. So, Ben, I think it doesn't matter for you. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm okay for Sunday.
You're okay for Sunday. Samir is okay for Sunday. Vaishana is okay for Sunday. So, Rashmi, what about you? I'm happy to bring the prasadam to you as well.
Thank you. I thought you had some problem with me.
No, because you calling, I have your iPad and I forgot the iPad is you.
Yeah,
so that's a problem.
What happens every time I leave and come back, it changes into iPad instead of my name.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm okay with Sunday.
You okay with Sunday, and you are happy I bring prasadam to you?
More than happy.
More than happy. Okay, that sounds good.
Yes, and I think Sushila Ben also wants some prasadam. So
Okay.
maybe Rashmi can take it to her. I don't know.
I can go and give it to her next day.
Okay.
Yeah, so we plan a huge feast. So that would be really nice for me.
Okay, that sounds like a big cooking there, huh?
Yes, let's do it.
And you happy about that, Varshana Mataji? More than happy, I think.
I am more than happy, yes.
If you can cook for the Lords, but I'm not going back to the temple and offer it to Nitya Sachisunda and then distribute it. You offer it to Radha Govinda.
Okay.
Straight away, and I distribute it straight away to the devotees.
Yes, we'll do that this time.
Yes.
That would be nice.
Okay, because there is no difference between Radha and Govinda and Nitai, Gauraha. There is no difference.
I have Nitai Sachisundar in my house too. So.
Yes, you do. I know. So, Dharm, will you come from Birmingham and collect it?
I'll have to put something.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Dharm has a microphone?
Hare Krishna.
Oh, no. I don't believe it.
It started working.
Suddenly it started working.
I came out, then I came back again, and it started working.
Wow! Can we all please give a big hand to Dharm, and a thumbs up and whatever, the Dharm, his microphone is working. That is a very wonderful news. Thank you so much. Oh, it's lovely to hear your voice. So from now on, we'll have you fully participating. Absolutely wonderful and great. So will you come and collect the prasadam in Leicester? No, you won't. Not necessary. I'm just joking.
I have to put something in the post to you, Dharam.
Will you?
Or I can make something dry.
Something dry, yes. So you get together and you exchange details, postal address, and Varshana post something in the post, some dry Mahaprasad. That would be nice. Yes?
Could I ask about the Tulsi Mala beads? I haven't got any.
Okay. So I will... If Varshana, are you serious? You're going to send some prasadam to Dharm?
I can do. I'll think of something.
Okay, so I will supply you with some Tulsi Mala beads, neck beads, which you put also in that envelope. I may even have an envelope and a stamp. In fact, I can post it in the post. If you give me that prasadam, I have some padded envelopes ready and I have postage stamp as well. So, Dharm, do I have your postal address? If not, just text it to me.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Okay, sounds absolutely great. Oh, I'm so happy to have you here as full participant. You are a full member now of the club. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Amit, are you... When is this prasadam distribution happening? That could happen earlier in the day, before the program. Vaishana Mataji? Vaishana, your microphone is off.
Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Okay, I will have to plan the menu and we'll do it early, around 4:30 or 5.
Yes, not too late.
Yeah, not too late. Okay, I'll try and cook early.
Because I need to go around and make the round and then be back at 7.
Yeah, okay. I will try and cook early and maybe the sweet dishes I can prepare on Saturday.
Because afterwards, distributing the prasadam after the program, it will be a bit late, I think.
Yes, of course. No, I'll do the menu and I'll make sure it's ready early, before 4:35, yes?
Yes, if I can come at 4:30 to 5:30, 6:32 hours, yes, that should be just about okay.
Yeah, I'll aim for 5 o'clock.
Say that again?
I will aim for 5 o'clock.
5.
And if it's early, I will give you a call.
Don't make it later than that because it will push it really very tight. I have to have a little bit of time of setting up here everything.
Yes, of course. And, there might be traffic as well. So,
yes.
Okay.
Rather earlier. So earlier, so better.
Okay.
Okay. Are you happy with that, Ben, Rashmi, Amit? Amit, are you free earlier on?
Yes, Sunday is a bit of a difficult day for me.
Say that again.
Sunday is a bit of a difficult day.
Sunday, in any case,
Yeah,
yes.
but I don't. Yeah.
So, okay, because I wanted to ask you, do you want to help distribute the prasadam? We split it. But it's a difficult day. That okay? It's okay. It doesn't matter. How can we get prasadam to you, Amit?
Yeah, I'm going to be okay. I'll be okay, Prabhu. Without prasadam.
You be okay without prasadam? No, you're not. Nobody's okay without prasadam.
Well, Amit, a suggestion, you can pick it up whenever you want. Let me know.
Sure. Okay then.
Yeah, we do it that way with you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah?
Will you pick it up at? You know where Varshana lives?
If you text, if you just let me know. I know roughly. I can't remember the street. I think that's the same street you last time.
Compass Road.
No, I will let you know, Amit.
Okay.
Amit, I'm happy to deliver it to you. You'd give me.
I don't know. See, my plans will be a bit. I don't know my plans until later.
Okay.
Week, later
Okay. No problem. So you pick it up at Varshana's in your own time.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important to. Varshana goes all out of her way and does some wonderful seva for Krishna and for the Vaishnavas. So we must honor that.
Yeah,
it's our obligation. We must somehow or other. But if you can pick it up in your own time, which suits your schedule, even then, Gopanim Day would be, of course, nicest. Then that is fine. And Rashmi,
but
I will.
Rashna is very, very, very kindful of you. But I like I said, I don't want to offend anybody, or I don't want to change the whole diet because I don't have, dairy, or I don't eat.
Well, Varshana knows that, and she will give you some prasadam without any milk products inside, wouldn't you, Varshana?
Yeah, I didn't want to change it. I didn't want to spoil it for everybody else.
No, there can be some other.
There'll be plenty of preparations, so don't worry.
So she is just missing out the milk preparations for you and gives you. She always cooks 108 preparations. So there will be preparations without ghee and milk and curd and yogurt and all of that. And she will just prepare those. We know that, as we have done in the temple before. We will not, for sure, not expect you to compromise in any way. So we have choices. We adjust to you happily. And Varshana will get the non-milk preparations.
I didn't want to cause too much problems, you see.
No, you're not causing any problem. It's simple.
For Varshana, she's cooking, and I'm being very selective what I'm getting. So.
So you just
yeah.
But
Thank
you
you,
will.
Varshana, that's very kind of you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, it is very kind indeed. So Rashmi, you will be at home around 5-ish to receive the prasadam on Gopanim's day, Sunday. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will be that at home. It's Sunday.
So Mia, how we can get it to you, I don't know. Dharma is sorted, Amit is sorted, Rashmi is sorted, Ben is sorted. So Mia, I don't know how we can sort that.
Prabhuji,
yes.
Before you close the program, if you have time, I can share, because today's topic was about spiritual masters in the initial first few verses. I wanted to share what I learned yesterday about spiritual master. If there is time, otherwise I will leave it.
No, we will be very happy to hear that. The microphone is all yours right now.
I just wanted to share what I learned yesterday from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The first chapter is about spiritual masters. And Siddhi Mataji was explaining that how she was in the verse, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is explaining that the Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, actually there is no difference between them. Yes, Shiksha Guru is your instructing Guru and Diksha Guru initiates you, but the importance of the two is actually the same. They are equally important. So, for example, for me, Prabhuji and Gauranga Sundar Prabhuji and Siddhi Lalsa Mataji are my Siksha Guru. So they are as good as Diksha Guru, but that does not mean that we should not take Diksha, but they are as good as, and that was one thing. And the other thing we learned was Prabhupada is our Shiksha Guru, because we have not had opportunity to get initiated from him. So he's our Shiksha Guru. And the third thing we learned important thing was what this importance of the Guru is, this Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. So just like for electricity to flow and for there to be light in the room, that wire has to be connected into the plugs. The plug has to be connected into the socket, and then that electricity will flow. So similarly, when the devotee goes to the Shiksha Guru and then to the Diksha Guru, then the Diksha Guru is like that socket which connects him to the Parampara system. And connecting to the Parampara system is very, very important. So she was explaining why. She was saying that a lot of people, they are doing 16 rounds, they have deities in their house, they are following all the regulative principles, but they are very reluctant to take Diksha. So she was trying to explain to those devotees in the group who are doing all this, but very reluctant to take Diksha. And she was explaining the importance of this Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. These are the three main points which I picked up in yesterday's class, whatever we read yesterday. That's all that I wanted to explain.
Thank you very much, Rashmi Mataji. Very well explained, very well said. I have nothing to add. Thank you. Hare Krishna, and Vaishnav sent the heart as well. So, anything else? So we fixed it, and I'll let Pandava know. We fixed the Sunday. Will be the program at 7 o'clock in the evening, Gopanim program. If you have any special reading, not too long, we want a variety of things, and I think it is a given, said Pandava Prabhu and Bhagavati Mataji, coming up with another puppet show for Gopanim. And I will think what I can...
Prabhuji, quiz? What about quiz?
Yes, absolutely. Prepare on.
No, you prepare.
No, why not? Why me? Why can you not prepare quiz? You prepare quiz. Simple. On Lord Chaitanya. You studying Chaitanya Charitamrita. So not the quiz on Mahabharata and everything. No, specifically. But don't make it too difficult. Keep it easy. Some difficult question can be there, but the majority should be reasonable, easy. So you make a quiz on Lord Chaitanya, and then we can all come up with some answers. How is that? Samir.
I was going to say, could we also have a program on Saturday as well?
Oh yeah, we have a program on Saturday anyway, and we have a Bhagavatam program, but we have with a special twist, preparing ourselves for Gopanim already on the Saturday in some ways.
Oh, okay. So we're having Saturday and Sunday then. Yeah.
Yes, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday regular program, Sunday Gopanim celebration on the day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At the temple, we always, because we only have ever done a Saturday program. So if the temple was open, we would do our Gopanim on Saturday. But here, we have flexibility. We can meet actually for the first time ever on the actual appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is on Sunday. And that is a great blessing. So, we can actually celebrate on Gopanim. And I think after the program, which is latest by 9 o'clock, then is moonrise, and we can break our fast. Probably even earlier than that, when moonrise is. What is moonrise at the moment? Okay, I'll tell you. Moonrise, no, I don't have that. Sunset I have. We can find out. So, okay, that is all clear. So Rashmi comes up with...
Ekadashi on that day? You have to fast on that day. Are you supposed to fast?
Fasting till moonrise.
Till next day.
On Gopunim, on the 28th, on the Sunday, fasting till moonrise. Why moonrise? That's the time when Lord Chaitanya appeared.
So Mataji's prasad we eat after the moon rises.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes. It may be after the moonrise, before the program. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to find out when the moon rises. It'll be easy to find out. Not right now, but we'll find it out. So, or maybe we eat the prasadam during the program and put the cameras on. That's another possibility. We all eat prasadam together. Wouldn't that be nice?
No.
Huh?
No. You
No. You, mum, have your mum cook something. Come on. Or you cook something for Lord Chaitanya. You cook something. That would be nice.
Yes.
Okay, anyways, here's some ideas. Is there anything else? Ben, is there anything you can come up with? Varshana comes up with a prasadam, Rashmi comes up with a quiz. I come up with something. Dharm, is there anything you can contribute? Ben, is there anything you can contribute? Think about it. You don't need to. We have still some time. A couple of weeks. Any special reading? I'm sure Pandava will come up with some nice song about Lord Chaitanya and a puppet show, and maybe we come up with some reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam a little bit. So, plenty of wonderful, entertaining, enlivening program on the Sunday and the Saturday as well. Anything else? Anyone? Or should we call it an end to the day? Okay. That's it. We'll see you all back on Wednesday. Have some ideas what we can offer for Lord Chaitanya's and the Vaishnava's pleasure.
You could do the Aarti, Prabhuji, and we could watch you and have darshan of Nitai Sachi Sundar.
Do the Aarti, that's a bit complicated with the laptop down.
Okay.
I don't know, let me think about it. Possibly. Okay. Anything else?
Somebody should sing Gora Aarti.
Absolutely. Gaura Aarti must be done. And that something is you, because, yes, why don't you sing Gaura Aarti on that Sunday? With the Midangam, Gaura Aarti.
I can try.
Okay. So you got your service, Rashmi got her service, Varshana got her service. Samir, what are you going to do?
I'll have a think and I'll come back to you.
Yes, have a think. And I still have to have a think as well. Amit, are you saying you're not coming at all or for some time on the Sunday? Or you don't know yet?
I'll confirm. I'll confirm near the time. I don't know.
Nearer the time, yes. Don't fix yourself. Dharm, are you free, Dharm, on the Sunday?
28th of March.
Say it again?
28th of March, is that the day?
28th of March, Sunday. 7 o'clock.
Yeah, don't see why not.
Okay.
Yep.
So have a think if there's anything you can bring to it. Whichever, anything, Krishna conscious, nice. If not, that's also okay. Don't worry about it.
I'll think about it, yep.
Okay, no problem. So we call it a day. Thank you very much, Samir, Ben, Rashmi, Amit, Dharm, and Varshana. See you on Wednesday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See you Wednesday.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.